Have you ever wondered what happens when the hype doesn't quite match reality? What if a groundbreaking technology, promised to be a game changer, fumbles so badly that it becomes the talk of the tech world for all the wrong reasons? Well, this is Stable Diffusion 3, where ambitious promises collide with unexpected setbacks. How did a model that was supposed to revolutionize AI end up facing such a dramatic downfall? And more intriguingly, would they be able to fix it? Let's get right into it. Let's rewind to February 2024. Stability.ai made a big splash by announcing Stable Diffusion 3, the latest and greatest in their line of image generation models. They promised a new era of AI creativity, boasting about stunning image quality and impressive capabilities. The big selling point? This new model could generate text within images with unprecedented coherence. Sounds fantastic, right? They even swapped out the old unit for something called MMD, which is based on the latest and greatest architecture, the Diffusion transformers. Everything seemed rosy at first. They teased us with some juicy details about the model sizes, ranging from 800 million to a whopping 8 billion parameters. In simpler terms, parameters are the parts of an AI model that learn and make decisions based on the data they're trained on. The larger the model, the more parameters it has, and the more detailed and accurate its outputs are supposed to be. Stability.ai's marketing materials highlighted how this increase in parameters would lead to sharper images, better text-to-image coherence, and more creative outputs. The MMD architecture was another major talking point. This new design aimed to improve how the model handled different types of data, such as combining text and images. It promised to push the boundaries of what's possible in AI image generation, offering features like embedded text generation in images, which could have opened new doors for creative applications. The excitement around these features was immense, and many in the AI community were eager to see if Stable Diffusion 3 could live up to the hype. The model truly did look like a game changer, but that was not the case. 2 weeks after the announcement, things started to unravel. One of the biggest issues was the financial strain that Stability.ai faced. The company was grappling with significant financial problems, including a staggering $153 million in expenses. These costs were largely due to investments in cloud computing and infrastructure, such as high-performance GPUs and server farms necessary for training and running their AI models. At the same time, their revenue was only $11 million, highlighting a severe imbalance between income and expenditure. The financial difficulties worsened by the company's aggressive expansion and spending strategy. Stability.ai had been investing heavily in new technologies and infrastructure to support their ambitious goals. While this approach can drive innovation, it also carries substantial risks, especially if the anticipated returns don't materialize as expected. The mounting debts and operational costs created a precarious situation for the company. There were rumors swirling around about Stability.ai's financial troubles. These weren't just idle gossip. Credible sources were talking about it. Then came a shocker. Key researchers who were instrumental in the early success of Stability.ai, like Robin Rumbach, decided to leave the company. Not long after, Emad Mostaque, the founder and driving force behind Stability.ai, stepped down as CEO. Mostaque had been a visionary leader, guiding the company through its formative years and its earlier successes. His exit was widely speculated to be linked to the financial issues and internal conflicts within the company. The departure of such a high-profile leader raised concerns about the future direction of Stability.ai and the stability of its ongoing projects. It was like a soap opera unfolding in real time. Just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, Forbes dropped a bombshell. They published a scathing article about Emad, accusing him of mismanagement and poor decision-making. This article fueled the fire of public criticism and cast a shadow over the company's efforts. Emad, not one to shy away, responded to the article, clarifying what he claimed were inaccuracies. He admitted to some missteps, but also pointed out that the press had been unfairly harsh. However, the damage to the company's reputation was significant, and the negative press contributed to the growing skepticism about Stable Diffusion 3's viability. Then, a few weeks later, another headline grabbed attention. Stability.ai reportedly ran out of cash to pay for their rented GPUs. They had racked up a staggering $153 million in cloud expenses and salaries, while only pulling in $11 million in revenue. It's like having a lemonade stand but spending more on lemons than you make in sales. This financial was suspected to be the reason for Emad's exit. The company then underwent some restructuring, with layoffs and new interim CEOs stepping in. Fast forward a bit, and the SD3 API was released, along with some good news. Stable Diffusion 3 weights were officially out, dubbed Stable Diffusion 3 Medium. But hold your horses because the excitement was short-lived. The licensing for this new version stirred up quite a fuss. The new licensing terms seemed standard at first: non-commercial use for free and a purchasable commercial license. But it wasn't long before confusion set in. People started grumbling about the new creator license agreement, especially regarding the limits on image generation. The license allowed for 6,000 images per month for commercial use, which caused a bit of a stir. Some thought this was a huge restriction, while others saw it as a reasonable limit. It turned out that the 6,000 image cap only applied if you were selling or making money from the images. If you were just creating for fun, you were in the clear. However, this licensing confusion was not just a minor hiccup. It had a significant impact on how the model was used and distributed. For many developers and businesses relying on Stable Diffusion 3 for their projects, the uncertainty around licensing terms created hurdles and slowed their ability to integrate the model into their workflows. As if things weren't already complicated enough, Stability.ai, one of the key platforms for sharing and developing AI models, decided to put the brakes on all Stable Diffusion 3 models. Why? Because of some seriously messy legal issues surrounding the new licensing terms. For those unfamiliar, Stability.ai isn't just any platform, it's a major hub where AI enthusiasts and developers share their models and innovations. So when Stability.ai hit pause on Stable Diffusion 3, it wasn't just a minor hiccup, it was a major roadblock. This move could seriously stall progress on Stable Diffusion 3 and impact the broader AI community's ability to refine and build upon this technology. Without it, the development of Stable Diffusion 3 could face serious setbacks. Now let's talk about the model itself. The release of SD3 Medium left many users scratching their heads. For a model that was supposed to be cutting edge, the results were underwhelming. People joked that the model was so bad at generating female anatomy that it looked like something out of a sci-fi horror show. This wasn't just a fluke. It seemed like a mix of safety tuning gone wrong and possibly issues with the data used for training. Some users compared the results to poorly designed sci-fi creatures, showing a significant gap between the model's intended capabilities and its actual outputs. The performance issues were attributed to several factors, including potential flaws in the training data and possible shortcomings in the new MMD architecture. The AI community speculated that the model's limitations might be related to the quality and diversity of the training data used. If the data was not sufficiently representative or if there were gaps in the information, the model's ability to generate high-quality and accurate images would be compromised. There were so many theories floating around. One suggested that the poor performance might be intentional, to keep the quality of open-source models lower than their paid API versions. Another theory was that there was a mismatch between what the model was trained on and what people were actually using. Some thought the data used was just not good enough, particularly in areas like anatomy. In a twist that seemed unreal, Confi, a developer closely associated with Stability.ai, resigned and shared some juicy insights. It turned out that Confi didn't work on the 2B model, but was involved with the 4B model, which was scrapped. The 2B model, it seems, was a bit of a misstep. Confi's revelations added a layer of intrigue to the already dramatic narrative. When Confi left, the AI community was shocked. Confi was known for their deep understanding of AI models and had contributed to some of Stability.ai's most successful projects. Their departure raised many eyebrows and led to questions about what was really going on inside the company. According to Confi, the 2B model was supposed to be a game changer. It was expected to offer amazing performance and groundbreaking features. However, during the development process, numerous issues came up. The model struggled with generating accurate images and often produced results that were far from the intended outputs. The decision to move forward with the 2B model despite its flaws was seen as a major mistake. Confi revealed that the internal discussions were tense and filled with disagreements. The team was split on whether to continue refining the 2B model or to focus on more promising alternatives. In the end, the choice to prioritize the 2B model over the 4B model, which Confi had worked on, turned out to be a costly error. The 4B model had shown great potential, but due to resource constraints and the pressing deadlines, it was shelved in favor of the problematic 2B model. Despite the turmoil, there's a glimmer of hope for Stability.ai. The company has a new CEO, which brings fresh leadership and a chance to steer the ship in a better direction. Additionally, they've been bailed out by an investor group led by Sean Parker, a well-known figure with a history of successful ventures. This financial support is important, as it provides the company with the necessary resources to continue their work and address the problems they've faced. The road ahead is not going to be easy. Stability.ai has a lot of challenges to overcome, from improving the performance of their models to rebuilding their reputation. However, the community that believed in them from the start is still rooting for their success. It's a classic case of the show must go on. Despite the setbacks, there's a sense of determination within the company and among its supporters. Everyone is eager to see how Stability.ai will get through this bumpy road and whether they can turn things around. The next steps they take will be crucial, and the whole AI community will be watching closely, hoping for a comeback. Alright guys, we've come to the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, do well to click on the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget to check other videos on our playlist. We've got some amazing contents for you. See you in our next video.